Hello guys, welcome back to my channel offering center building a happy home together. How you guys doing? So guys, today we are going to be talking about how do you behave as a mother in the presence of your children. How do you behave as a mother in the presence of your children? Okay, by the way, how do you love my hair? Just rate this hair. Rate up. I guess a lot of people are bored seeing my videos where I always cover my hair, and I'm always covering my hair. Yeah. Some people are like, oh, we don't understand. Oh, this is your new level, this is your new pattern, and all of that stuff. Guys, it's okay. When I'm doing my videos where I need to preach, I need to talk about the gospel, I am certainly going to be covering my hair, so you don't need to get bored. Okay, if you notice, most of my video when I'm talking about the scripture, I'm teaching the Bible, or I'm praying, it is good for me to cover my hair, so I don't want you to feel bad about that. And like you see now, I'm going to be talking about a whole new topic, which is under the building of a happy family together, like talking to our parents. I'm not tying my hair, so this is also how I look most of the time when I am not preaching, I am not praying, I am not in the church. So I know you guys would prefer to see maybe the more of me like this. So you're going to be seeing the more of me like this, but also get used to seeing that other me that always has to cover her hair. Okay, guys, so let me flip my hair for you. You like my hair? Hmm. Thank you, guys. So I'm going to be talking about. So let's dive into what we have today. The topic: how do you behave in the presence of your children as a mother or as a parent? Okay, and my case study is going to be Hagar and Sarah. Okay, like I said, because I'm just going to be sharing the moral lesson I personally learned from this, Bible chapter. And how do we behave in the presence of our children? Because if you study very well the story of Hagar and Sarah, when you read the book of Genesis chapter 16, that was where the story of Sarah and Hagar, her maid, began from. You see how Sarah gave Hagar as servant to her husband when she find out that she was getting old and she could not give her husband a child. And now you will ask, let's ask a question. What even makes Sarah to give Hagar to Abraham? What made her to do that? It was because she felt. If you ask me, or in my opinion, or what I felt, what I think Sarah gave Hagar to Abraham, thinking that as a servant, that Hagar was a very humble and nice and respectful servant of hers, because I don't think Hagar was the only servant that Sarah was having at that time. So Sarah looked at all her servants and chose to pick Hagar to give birth to Abraham, so that through Hagar she will have a child, so that through Hagar's child she can see herself as well as a mother. And the Bible says in that Genesis chapter 16 from verse 4, he went into Hagar and she became pregnant. When she was aware of this, she began to despise her mistress Sarah. She noticed that she was, that she was pregnant. The Bible says Agar discovered that she was pregnant, she began to despise her mistress. She began to look down on her mistress. She began to, look down on her, and no longer respect nor have regard for her mistress. And that got Sarah really provoked. And Sarah was like, "You are my servant. I decide that you should lie with my husband so I can have a child through you for my husband. That doesn't give you the right to disrespect me, at least. If I does that, that means I love, I care, I sees you as a child, as a, someone that I can trust. Why the disrespect and all of that, And and the Bible says Sarah was very upset with Hagar. Perhaps she thought if she disciplined her, Abraham might not like it because she's already carrying the child of Abraham. And she puts the thing to her husband, and her husband tell her, "Look, this girl is your servant. She's your maid. So she's to you. You have right to discipline her the way you feel today." And the Bible says Sarah dealt with Hagar in a very bad and hard way that she ran away. She ran. When Sarah finished with her, like, "Look, I am your mistress. For the fact that I gave it to my husband doesn't mean you have the right to start disrespecting me. And she ran out of the home because she could not believe that her mistress could really discipline her that hard. So, and the Bible says why she ran away, the angel of the Lord found her. When you read verse 7 of that same Genesis chapter 16, her husband find her, and the angel of the Lord find her in the wilderness, and the Lord asked her where she was going. And verse 9, the angel said to her, "Go back to your mistress and humbly submit yourself to her." The angel of the Lord said to her. See? Now, why am I talking about this? Why am I bringing it? But I will want you to go and read it for yourself, okay? How she was behaving. And now, when we jump to the same Genesis chapter 16, Genesis, the same book of Genesis, let's go to chapter 17. Is it chapter 17? No, I don't think so. Let's go forward. When we go to chapter 21, Genesis 21, let's read verse 8. The child grew old, and on the day Isaac was weaned, Abraham held a great feast. Sarah saw the child that Hagar, the Egyptian, had born to Abraham, mocking the son. Talking about the same despising that the mother of Ishmael once despised Sarah. Now, do you see, the son was not copying it, and at the same time was despising Isaac. And Sarah saw it and was not pleased with that action of the stepson. And that was what moved Sarah to say, "Look, this son of this woman cannot be a co-inheritance with my son. She must leave this house. They must leave this house." Now, I know some people will be like, why would she do that? Okay? But the question should be, why will you not take your mistress for granted? Maybe because you saw her weakness, and she was weak, but she showed you love. She see you as a human. She respected you, trusted you enough to have shared with you a husband. And you feel because you now have the son, you can just become the mistress, and why she becomes your your servant. It is not possible. Even God will not be happy. You see, because we can see that Sarah loved her to have done that in the first place. And the same way we behave these days. Now let's remove the Sarah from the picture. My moral lesson and why I want to talk to parents is about how do we behave. How do you behave in the presence of your children? Do you know that the lifestyle you live, the way you live, is the way you live many a times is the thing, is the ones, is the pattern which your children will copy from you? Yes. Your children, they won't take what you are telling them immediately. They might later in the future or in life be remembering what you said to them, but they will be able to live it more as a lifestyle if they ever see you practicing the things you tell them. Because children, they learn fast from what they see you doing rather than from what you tell them. Okay? They learn very fast from what they see you doing than what you tell them and instruct them to do. That's the fact. Take it, leave it. That is just the way it is. And that's why you see children, even as little as they are very young. They don't do what you tell them. They do what they see you doing. And you ask some kids, why are you doing that? Who taught you? My mommy. And you see some children, as little as they are, already being able to mimic their mothers. Excuse me. See little children as young as 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they are already being able to mimic their children. You understand? My son, as little as he was, you can see him sometime when he mimics the father or he tries to mimic me. And we'll be laughing like, wow, so you are just stepping everything mommy and daddy doing in this house. Like I'm always in the front of camera. My husband is always in the front of camera. As little as my son, he can be in front of the camera. If you give him phone, sometimes he wants to do video. And when he's there, do you know what he does? When he is there, he tries to tell people or maybe tell the story about himself. You will see him trying to tell you all the things he knows to do. You will see him trying to tell you what he studies in school or whatever. And he started doing this thing as little as he was just, okay, let me say 2 years. You understand? 2 years, 2 years plus. Because why? Because that was what he sees his mommy doing. That is what he sees his daddy doing. My son smiles a lot. He does that because he sees his mommy. He sees that his mom will always smile. His dad will always smile. They learn fast from what they see you doing than what you tell them to do. So many a times I'm not the only one that will give this advice now, that we should never talk down about people in their presence, nor look at people in a very bad, despiseful or silly and disrespectful ways, because as you are doing it, they are copying it. Take it or leave it. You say, but they are still young. I'm telling you, as young, because especially the kids of nowadays. Imagine the years of Ishmael. Ishmael already copied that thing from the mother. Because you will wonder, where did he copy that bad habit? He copied it from the mother, because the mother was conceiving him. During his conception, the mother was practicing despising her mistress. And the son picked it from it. And these things somehow, they are spiritual also. I remember one time praying for my son, and while I was praying, and the Lord said to me, the Lord showed me a vision. In that vision, when I woke up, I could not believe my eyes. I said, God, why? I said, I don't understand. Why did I see the thing I just saw? You just showed me about me and my son. And he said, I wouldn't want to share it because it's somehow, I know you'll be wondering, like, how is it possible? But that was God illustrating and telling me something. And he said to me, he said, that thing you saw, he said, that is what it is. He said, whatever defies a child lives in the inside of the mother. He said the seed, most times that defies children, is what is in their mother. He said many a times, many women are not aware. Many mothers are not aware of those things. And it defies the children. He says some they are aware. Some are aware, but they don't want to do anything about it. He said, and what are these seed? And I said, what? But how this? How come about this seed, this defilement that defies the children? And he said, many of that. He said, this defilement is in their mother. He said, but I never created the mothers with those defilement. He said, but Satan, the devil, Satan, the enemy, did that. He said, because he knows, if he can defy the mother, the child can be defied easily. And you will say, how is it possible? It is because the child came out of you. It didn't come out of his father. You carried that child for 9 months. The child sucked from you everything. He came out of your body. So if there is anything contaminating and defiling in you, you transfer it and pass it to your child. And when he showed me that thing, I fired a prayer again. Then I changed the prayer. And he said, then pray this, right? Then pray in this pattern. That whatever defilement that is in you, defiling your child, that want to defile your child, any defilement in your mother, defiling you, then I extended that prayer and I begin to pray it. And it's a prayer I also want every mother to start praying, okay? Now, what am I saying in essence? And here is a practical example. So when Isaac was of age to be weaned, and they were holding a feast, the child looked at Isaac and was laughing in a bad way. You know, there are times, there are ways people will smile at you. And you will know that this person is pleased with you. But there is a way somebody will smile at you. You will know this person is smiling despisefully at you. That the smile is a despiseful one. You understand? So that was the kind of a smile. Ishmael smiled at Isaac, and Sarah noticed it. Never despise people in the presence of your children, even when you don't like them. It is not right. Never tell lies in the presence of your children, because they will pick it and be doing it from you. Never fight or use bad words in the presence of your children, because they will pick it and begin to use it. I'm telling you. So that when they go outside, they pick it and come. You can tell them, do you see me doing it in this house? So you can't do it. Then you will have right to tell them no. And before you know, they will drop it. Because why? It was never something they picked from you as the mother or father. And it's clear that mothers have more, influence on their children more than their father. It is clear. It is very clear. Your child might likely not want to listen to the father, but your child will listen to you as the mother. And that's why you see children, there are some things they can't go straight to their father. They'll come to you, the mother. So you have a very big influence on your child, and so influence them positively with your lifestyle. What do you do in the presence of your children? Because what they see you do is what they will do. If you are loving and giving somebody, your children will take it after you and be that person. If you are a nurturant somebody, your kids will take it after you as a mother. So work on yourself. I am not trying to tell you now that I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. We are all in this together. And every day, I know there is no better way to raise a child, but you must continue to learn the best positive ways to raise your child as a mother especially as a mother. It is very important. It is very necessary. How do you raise your child? As little as Ishmael was looking down on Isaac because that was what was in her mother. And you see, the Bible told the mother, it said, go back and submit humbly to your mistress. Because your mistress didn't do bad to have choose you among her mates to be the one to share with her husband. So why did you treat her in a very disrespectful ways? As mothers, we should be careful. I wrote down some points. We should be careful of our attitude towards people around us in the midst of our children, knowing that whatever we do before our children is what they will end up doing. Number 3, we saw after Hagar got pregnant, she began to despise mistress and look down on her, thinking she will become the madam of her mistress' house. But little did she know that she had in mind what she had in mind will lead her into a big problem. Because I know if she was like that before, Sarah wouldn't have given her that opportunity. But because she was now, she changed. No, let's be good parents, good example. Let's be the first role model our children they look up to, for how they should live their life, or for how they want to live their life. Telling us here again to be humble, no matter the great level we will find ourselves. And when you grow, teach your children to be humble, no matter the level of greatness they attain in life. It is very important. It is very, very, very important. Okay. As mothers, again, we should teach our children morals of life. We should teach them how we should teach them love and teach them to love others as well. If Hagar has taught Ishmael love, Ishmael would have been so lovely to his brother. The smile he would have smiled at his brother would have been a lovely smile. But he was not smiling or having that lovely smile for his brother because his mother was always very despiseful of her mistress in pretending to, be humble. This video are going to be split into 2. So when you watch one part, do well to watch the other part because I think the video is too long. So I decided to split this video in 2 equal parts. So guys, love you. Bye. See you in my next video.